Hottest ticket in the Northwest right now is not at Heaton Park in Manchester to watch some overpriced beat combo. It's right here in Blackpool, where the 2025 PDC World Matchplay Darts is about to get underway. Thank you for tuning into our live and free watch-alongs here on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Spread the word and let your mates know that this is the place to get live and free coverage of every single match here at this tournament, the 32nd edition of the World Matchplay. My name's Ian Danter. Alongside me are two PDC professionals who've been part of the Darts on the Radio team since its inception in 2017-2018. It's Chris Mason, the Ace Mason, and Paul, the Asset Nicholson. Evening to you, gentlemen. The first round about to get underway. What are your initial thoughts before a darts thrown tonight?
Evening, Dance. Evening, everybody. Just excitement, really. I've been waiting all day. I couldn't wait to get to the venue and get this incredible historic tournament underway, and it's an incredible lineup. And just don't ask me who's going to win it, because I don't have a clue.
I wasn't going to do that to either of you at this point.
Wait till Saturday.
Well, we struggled enough last night when we did our preview show for the YouTube channel just to get quarter-finalists sorted, never mind whoever gets over the line and picks up the Phil Taylor trophy. We do have the reigning champion here tonight to play Luke Humphries in one of the matches that we bring you, the third match on the YouTube channel, up against Gian van Veen. And what interests me, and we were talking about this on the preview show, Nico, last night, is the idea that Luke Humphries now needs to learn how to defend major titles that he wins.
Yeah, I think if you look at what Luke has done in his career, he's gone to different places, he's picked up titles wherever he's gone. He's now got a title in North America after winning in New York last month, so he's ticking things off his list. But if you're going to be talked about with the likes of Van Gerwen, Taylor, and a lot of other players, you've got to start winning things more than once. Now, I know this is nitpicking of the elite sort, but the thing is, Humphries wants to be talked about as one of the best 10 players ever. If you win everything once, there's nothing wrong with that. Let me just put that out there. But if you win things in multiple times, you get a reputation for certain places, certain standards and formats. Look at Price, loves the Grand Slam, won it many times. If he becomes even the second best winner here at the Winter Gardens over his career, he's going to cement his place in the top 5, never mind the top 10.
So there are only 3 players in history that have multiple wins here at the Winter Gardens. Phil Taylor, of course, who the trophy is named after, with 16. Mike Van Gerwen's won it 3 times, and Rod Harrington won it twice. So that's what Humphries is aiming for, to get in amongst that little lot. You have to win at the very least 72 legs of darts to get over the line in this tournament. We need to explain to those watching, it's a real slog right from this night one for everybody, because this is different to Pro Tour events, this is different to European Tour events.
Yeah, it's the purest form, isn't it? It's long course darts, played over legs. Got to win by 2 clear until we go 5 legs deeper in whatever round, and then it's a 1-leg shootout. And yeah, you don't win this tournament by accident. It's the cream always rises to the top, but the cream at the moment is there's lots of it, because there's so many good players around. There's so many good players in great form. There's so many players winning titles, whether it be Euro Tours, Pro Tours, World Series events, majors. It's going to be a minefield, whoever can navigate their way through, and it could come down to just the smallest moments.
This place holds about 2,000 or so people for every session, and real darting purists come to this place to watch the match play. It's a very, very knowledgeable crowd.
Yeah, there's people here tonight that, believe it or not, were here in the 90s, and they get their season tickets every year. Yeah. They're first in the queue. It is one of the toughest tickets to get, because it's one of the smallest venues that the darts is played in. So
there are 2 debutants, lads, who are both actually involved tonight, as it turns out. Cameron Menzies, who's on second against Danny Noppert, and Wessel Nijman of the Netherlands, who's up against Nathan Aspinall in the 4th match of the night. Given the unique nature of the Empress Ballroom here at the Winter Gardens, they've both been up there practicing in the last couple of hours. What advice can you give them about what makes this place different to, anywhere else? Leicester, Ali Pali, wherever, Premier League venues?
What I will say to Cameron especially is, don't be intimidated by this place. Very, very hard not to be intimidated by this amazing place to play, because the roof is as high as anywhere they will play unless you get to Premier League darts. But Cameron is someone who is very emotionally invested in a lot of what he does. Just make this place a little bit smaller in your own mind. Play the game. And I think against Danny Noppert, we know that Cameron has got these mad moments where he can be very flaily, and sometimes he can look very unpredictable.
Collapse onto the stage like he did at the Euro Tour.
Don't get too emotional about tonight. Play a game of darts and figure it out. If he plays well, he can win this game. But if he gets lost in this place, he will lose. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, nothing can prepare you for playing at the match play. It's just so unique. I don't think there's anywhere else with the crowd as close to the stage. It's just got something special about it, whether it's the actual building itself or more the history of this event, and it's special. It's so hard to qualify for. It makes it even more special, which makes you go up there and you just sometimes can just try too hard to perform rather than just let it naturally come out.
And you've got to give the PDC an awful lot of credit, because most of the tournaments that they've held since 1993 have all moved. The only time this moved was in 2020, when we couldn't have it here because of COVID. So they got it right in 1994 that they were going to have darts in a place like this, and it's sustainable. It's still got that grandeur. If anything, it's got more. And that is credit to everybody who put it here in the first place.
This place is a Grade 2 listed building, the Empress Ballroom at the Winter Gardens, built in the late 1890s. It used to be a place where the Joe Loss Band and the Jack Parnell Band used to do dances. There's been ballroom dancing here. Rolling Stones played here in 1964. I think there was a riot here. There were arrests made, and the Stones were actually banned from playing here. The ban was lifted in 2008. I don't think they've been back since.
No, I don't think so.
No. And Queen played their first ever headline show as a band here at the Winter Gardens after they finished supporting Mott the Hoople in the early 70s. There's your sad stato nonsense out of the way early on about the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. But what it is a strange place, because as Mace and Nico both alluded to, this can do funny things to players, both negative and, let's be fair, positive too.
Yeah, it wasn't a happy hunting ground for you, was it, Nico? But
no.
There's plenty of other players like Nico, former major winners, that just never could really settle here. And that's what, and Paul's right what he's saying about Cammy. You've just got to try and settle and almost put yourself in a box up there and completely ignore everything around you and just focus on the game at hand.
This place, it has ghosts. There are plenty of them. People have come here, people who are considered to be greats of this sport, but they didn't play well here. Robert Thornton won one game here in his entire career. It just goes to show that you can be a great player, but this place might not be for you.
Yeah, losing here in the semis in '98 hurt more than losing any other match, including 2 semis in the Worlds for me. It was just that special that I just wanted to. It would have cemented my name, probably more so than winning the Worlds at that time in the BDO. So, yeah, it haunts you. It's one of those tournaments that you just walk away and think, I don't think I'll ever get that close again, where I felt like I could touch it.
Well, another factor that may be prevalent, it wasn't so prevalent last year because the weather wasn't so great, but it can get very warm and humid and sticky in this commentary box, never mind on the stage. But yeah, the atmospherics, people laugh at it and people sort of smirk, but atmospherics do change the way darts fly, never mind the way dart players perspire.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Especially on the Euro tours and some of the World Series events where they're played in front, and the Premier League where they're played in these huge venues, and the heat plays its part. But this one here is a little bit different because the ceiling's so high. You don't get that rise of hot air, and then it coming back down, and it does cause it causes players all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, I think the heat is going to take part at some point in this tournament, but based on the weather forecast, just looking at other years we've been here, it hasn't been unplayable at times. It's been so bad.
I've got memories of Mervyn King up there, just sweating
This week, I
buckets.
think it's not going to be the heat. I think it's going to be the humidity.
Yeah.
Because the air is going to be quite moist. If that permeates in here, it's going to put a lot of importance on players being hydrated and fueled properly to make sure that they're ready for playing best of 31
and having
darts.
a hand towel as well, isn't it? Taking one of them up there with you, you'd be amazed the amount that just don't even think about it and then get there, and you can see them just rubbing their hands in their trousers.
I've seen geniuses backstage over there, and they've got a spare dart shirt rolled up in a fridge. That's genius to me, and I think these dart players, they acknowledge when someone tries something and it works. Well, that for me is a genius move. If you need a fresh shirt, stick 4 of them back there if you need them. There's only going to be 2 gaps in the first round, so it breaks after 5 legs and 10 legs. So you need 3 shirts for this game. Have one for the first 5 legs and during your practice. Then you change it after 5 legs, change it after 10 legs, and you should be fine in that regard.
Yeah, I had a shirt that was made out of wire and was see-through. Well, it looked great, but it just combated the heat.
He was like one of those guys in Weird Science on the bikes, wearing the chain mail.
Oh, very good, very good, very good. Right, let's look at the 4 matches tonight, shall we? Get into that, because we'll start with James Wade, who won this tournament way back when, 2007 was it? Also been a 5-time runner-up here in the machine. And latterly, but certainly he's up there in the order of merit for 2025. He's playing as well and as consistently, Mace, as he's probably ever played as he takes on Joe Cullen.
Yeah, he won a tournament, and he did it in some style around about a month ago. I was covering it for PDC TV. He just has this canny ability. You think, is James on the slide now? Does he have the desire? And then he'll just go away, put the graft in, come back and prove everybody wrong. But he's playing Joe Cullen tonight, who loves this place, doesn't live too far away from here, always has good support. It's the 19th meeting between the two. It's only 10-8 to James, so it's not exactly he's not exactly dominating Joe over the years. And I expect Wade just about to get through, but I got a feeling all the matches tonight are going to go long. There's not a lot between any of them.
I expect James to win that game, but I would like to see Joe win it, because I think the press conference would be hilarious. Because everybody, yet again, for what seems like the 5th year in a row, they've said, oh, Cullen's got a difficult one. I think we're going to go with the opponent. And he doesn't like it. I've spoken about it with him yesterday morning when he was doing some filming in this building for his manufacturer. And he was just smiling and laughing, saying, yeah, you keep going against me. I'll try and figure this out.
Did he hit the Worlds, didn't he?
Exactly. He loves to be backed against.
And I guess we'll hear Don't Look Back in Anger sung as loud here as it will down the road at Heaton Park in Manchester when he comes out in a minute with his walk-on music. We spoke about Cameron Menzies on debut. He's up against the freeze, Danny Noppert, number 16 seed. Steady Eddie, Danny Noppert. What are his chances of going deep?
No special effects with Danny. He's all business, but last weekend on a Euro Tour he played very, very well. It's 7-1-8, his big averages, his finishing is always really clean. Everything he does very, very well. But if he's found a way to introduce some big scoring phases in matches, it'd be tough to beat by anybody.
I've been thinking about this the last few days. I've been trying to categorise Danny Noppert. It's very, very simple to categorise Cammy because he's explosive and emotional. Danny Noppert is Michael Carrick. You don't know he's there until he does something really good. But whenever he's on the pitch or on the hockey, he's reliable. He's someone you're going to have on the team sheet. Now, if you were going to pick a 6-person Dutch team, everybody would want Danny on the team because he's dependable. He doesn't do flashy things, but he's always around.
And he did make the semi-final here 3 years ago, just after he'd won the UK Open. That was kind of arguably his best year on the tour.
You couldn't get 2 more contrasting players. Nico's right, he's just dependable, he's reliable, does everything well. Cameron Menzies is more of a flair player. He'll go through phases where he'll go 11-12, 12-11. But then he can also throw in a bag of nails in short spells. So it's going to be, it's the tortoise and the hare, isn't it?
Yeah, Cammy's more like Paolo Di Canio.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, if he pushes Hugh Ware over at some point, then it's all going to kick off. Now, we talked about Luke Humphries, the defending champion, world number 1. He's up against a young man in Gian van Veen, who only a couple of years ago was contesting World Youth Finals against Luke Littler. Has been very, very good. He won Players' Championship 6, one of the floor tournaments, beating Humphries in the final to get that job done. So recent form will play on the minds of both players, perhaps, going into that game tonight.
The things that really stand out for Van Veen this year, Mason and I have talked about it today, it's how well he is faring in the doubling stakes. I'm sure that we're going to get into that in game number 3. His bullseye hitting is off the scale, so don't leave him on the bullseye. But he does have a battle scar from last year. He lost 13-12 in the first round to Rob Cross.
And he was all over him, wasn't he?
He really was. He should have won the game. He didn't. He had massive finishes. No surprise there. But Humphries will be the one under pressure because he's the defending champion and he's the world number 1.
Well, talking about pressure, we were talking backstage about Nathan Aspinall, who's the number 8 seed, who's last out tonight against another talented young Dutchman along with Van Veen. That's Wessel Nijman. Now, Nathan, having won this tournament a couple of years ago, the world rankings, we should explain for those that don't know, the ranking system and the order of merit operates on a 2-year rolling cycle of what you earn, and therefore what you are defending when you come into major ranking TV tournaments. Now, Nathan, as it turns out, is under a little bit more pressure to go deep than you might imagine for somebody who's playing such good stuff this year, Mace.
Yeah, if you take off the 200 grand from last year, where he's guaranteed 10 for the first round, so £190,000 off of his ranking puts him down at 23rd. But then me and Nico Nico said, let's have a look at what he's doing so far this year. So post World Championships, he's actually where he is before the money comes off. So he's down to 23rd in the world, but he will then climb very quickly back up.
But Wessel Nijman will be a stern test for him, without question, Nico. He was terrific, top of the development order of merit last year.
All the seeds could go tonight, and we wouldn't be sort of rolling around the floor going,
Doesn't
I can't
that
believe
just show where darts is in 2025?
Exactly that. Exactly
I don't
that.
think these players look at this tournament anymore like it's 16 seeds and 16 qualifiers. It's 32 players who really are banging form, and obviously Michael Smith's not in this tournament. That was a massive headline when he didn't qualify a couple of weeks ago. But the fact is also that the strength in this tournament is undeniable. It's just a case of someone who's in the top 16 is playing another strong player from the top 32 or somewhere close to it, and form-wise, there's a lot of coin flips out there.
You think about the names that aren't here. We mentioned Michael Smith just there.
That's that Nico found a little earlier about Dimitri and Michael Smith.
Yeah, go on, trot that one out for us.
Yeah, so Phil Taylor last played here in 2017, won the tournament. Since then, who's won the most games at the World Matchplay? Dimitri Vandenberg and Michael Smith, and neither of them are here.
Amazing.
It is quite astounding that that is the case.
Nope.
But the little bit of solace that Michael Smith should take, Dance, is the fact that he's not in this tournament. But if Rob Cross was not in the top 16 in the world, Rob Cross would not be in this event either. So he's got to be really careful with his form, because away from the big stages, it's not happening for him either.
Well, as you can see, Chris Mason's done a little pirouette of the microphones in the headphones, and he's left our commentary position side stage here at the Winter Gardens. He will be back with Mark Wilson, our other brilliant commentator, for match 2, which is Danny Noppert against Cameron Menzies. A reminder that in these first round matches, first to 10 legs won advances to the second round, unless we get to 9 legs all. And then you've got to be 2 legs clear. If we get to 12 all in these first round matches and we still can't split them, there will be a 25th and deciding sudden death leg. Now, I mentioned the potential for Don't Look Back in Anger to be sung at very high volume, like it will be down the road at Heaton Park in Manchester tonight. Well, let's see what the Winter Gardens crew have got in them, because here comes the rock star, Joe Cullen, a former semi-finalist here at the Winter Gardens, on his way to the stage to take on the machine, James Wade. Signing a few autographs. Yeah, arms aloft. Everyone's into this. Brilliant crowd in tonight. Every session sold out, as it always is. And Joe Cullen signs one final autograph, just roughs the hair of a young lad at the corner of the VIP section and makes his way onto the stage. Such a thoroughly likeable chap. And I think back to the World Championships where, as you said earlier, Nico, he was being written off and written off again. Went relatively deep in the tournament and had plenty to say about those who'd had plenty to say about him.
Sometimes it's a good thing that people bat against you. He's one of the players that can orchestrate 2,500 mad Blackpool fans. He's doing it right now as Oasis go head-to-head with Thin Lizzy, believe it or not.
Oh no, it's Elton John these days for James Wade, isn't it?
That's
it used
right.
to be.
Because apparently, Dance, he's still standing. And he very much is.
Well, my word, if anybody's had a kind of a second wind, or even third wind maybe, to their PDC career, it's a man who I think is making his 20th appearance in these championships. And remember, this tournament's been held 32 times. It's not quite up there with Phil Taylor, but James Wade from Aldershot, the machine, is on a 20th appearance at these championships. He won it when he first participated in 2000. No, he's runner-up in 2006, then won it 2007. Is that right?
Yeah, he hasn't been to the final since 2015, so 10 years since he was in the championship game. But would you bet against him making the championship game this year? It would be typical Wade if he did.
He won his first Players' Championship floor title in 3 years last month. He's been waiting an eternity to get a win in one of those floor tournaments.
And the last person he beat in a Players' Championship final before the one he did recently was Steve Beaton, who he now actually co-owns the second most consecutive World Match Plays in history.
Wow.
That is Steve Beaton and Wade on 20 in a row. Taylor's a little bit more.
Well, James Wade is having to sign so many pieces of paper on his way to the stage that they've had to go to the second verse of I'm Still Standing. And the guitar solo is played. This is how long we're having to wait for Wade to get onto the stage. But he's loving this revival of his career where he is a very, very dangerous player to come up against. Did well at the UK Open this year.
Yeah, tournament he's won 3 times and in 3 different decades. He's not even 45 yet. He's still got another 10 years ahead of him, that's for sure. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. Longevity he's got, bounce back ability he's got.
Yeah.
But is he the first person eliminated from the tournament? Nobody wants to be that person, trust me, Dance, it happened to me twice.
But I will say, even though Wade has won his first Players' Championship title in 3 years, Joe has won a floor tournament as well this year in March. So
if he didn't win that, he wouldn't be in this tournament because his form since then has been very indifferent. He has played Wade since winning that title earlier in the season.
That was in the European Tour in May, wasn't it?
That was at just outside of Stuttgart at Sindelfingen. Wade won that one 6-4. So even though they've played each other 18 times, it's only one time this season. This is a match that Joe will want to get his teeth into, and early. If he gets a bad start, Wade will palm him off. It's as simple as that.
And Joe Cullen will start this game because he has won the bull backstage to determine who throws in the odd-numbered legs first, and that has gone the way of the rock star. So we take little short comfort breaks at the end of leg 5 and 10, but stay with us on our live stream of this match because we'll just keep on chatting in the 2-3 minute breaks that they have between legs 5 and 6 and legs 10 and 11. The first to 10 gets through to round 2, and we're basically concentrating tonight here on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel on the very top quarter of the draw. So the first dart about to be thrown, Joe Cullen right in the middle of the treble 20 with his first dart. Can't fill it up with a maximum, but he couldn't have thrown that any better to kick off his night.
Do you know what, Dance? I really thought Joe was going to start this tournament with a maximum. He'll have to settle for a ton. Wade using 20 gram darts. They haven't changed in the last 20 years. He's still got small white stems and that small standard flight. Cullen using his signature dart made in Wales with that skull up in the middle with the red and black because he's a Manchester United fan, and with the short stem himself. But he's gone to a moulded flight this year just to try and get a little bit of more consistency. Here comes Wade for the first max. Has to settle for a 140 to leave himself on 320 after 6 darts.
So the World Matchplay underway here on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Coming down to the 19s, Cullen picks off 6 of them beautifully. Remember, the players are doing their maths from very early on in every leg, looking to see how they can get down to a 170 or a 167 finish. Wade is in for another maximum, and he's got it this time. Our first maximum of these championships goes to the 5-time runner-up and 1-time champion. And Joe Cullen is in trouble against the throw straight away.
Yeah, Wade's got 140 here to take the first leg. Too high on the first dart. Well, he's looking to hit a ton here to lead top. Second dart is a treble. And dart number 3 nestled lovely in that big single 20 to lead tops. Cullen back on 162, can't finish.
Can he pressurise the tops that Wade is left under? Well, only 65 scored, so 97 left for him. Tops for Wade, taken out with 1 dart. So the first leg goes to a break of throw for James Wade. And straight away Joe Cullen knows he's in a very, very difficult match against the machine.
That's really ominous. 13 dart break in the first leg, and he's hit tops plumb in the middle. That is something that really, really is a bad sign for Joe. If Wade is off to a good start doing things that he really likes, like hitting 10s and tops, he's going to have to go bananas on that treble 20 just to worry Wade.
These two have never met in a ranking major tournament, and as Nico said, they hadn't met for a year before they met at the Euro Tour back in May. It is 10-8 in favour of Wade in the head-to-heads. Cullen then against the throw, trying to pressurise Wade. He's hit 1 treble 19, but hit single 3 with a deflected third dart. So Wade ahead by 5 points. 316 plays 321.
These two could have met in the 2018 European Championship final. Cullen had darts to beat Simon Whitlock, didn't get it done. Wade got to the final via Max Hopp after having darts missed against him. This could have been a major final, but it didn't happen. That was a sliding doors moment. That's a maximum on a pinhead from the Rockstar. All 3 connected together. 180 to leave 141, but it's not for a 9-darter, but it is for a break of throw.
To try and break back against Wade, who looks like he's popping in the steady ton. Here he is. So 141 Cullen plays 156 Wade in leg 2, and the first leg of the treble is on for Cullen. Oh, he couldn't hit the treble 19, but needed that for double 12, but he picks off a lovely treble 10 to leave himself on double 16.
Now Wade on 156 is not going to get it. Small 20 start. Next 2 all delivered now. 2 above the 60 to join that first start. Only 60 scored to leave 96. Cullen 32 left. Misses it with dart 1, just a little bit left. Nice adjustment, low on the 32 bed right there to give himself that break back. 1-1 in the first game of the tournament here at the 2025 World Matchplay.
Not doing the world a good. Having lost that first leg, you'd be forgiven for thinking that Joe would go, oh, here we go. But it's a good fight back from the Rockstar.
There's a word that should go through your mind a lot when you play this tournament: withstand. And that means heat, humidity, the excellence from your opponent. And you just got to withstand it all. If you want to be champion, you're going to have to go through a little bit of turmoil.
It's funny, that first meeting in a year, the previous meeting had been in that same Euro Tour event the year previously when Cullen won against Wade.
Yeah, the Glaspalast in Sindelfingen gets really hot.
Right.
It's also got its own mist effect when it's warm. We call it the Glaspalast mist. It's pretty much right on the nose. 2-2-1 Wade.
Try not saying that when you've had a couple.
Cullen's left himself on 170 now. How many of those are we going to get in the tournament?
Well, how many? Well, are we going to get any 9-darters? We've had 9 in World Matchplay history.
I think we'll get 2 this year.
Okay. We had 1 last year, Dimitri against Schindler in round 1, but Dimitri's not here. Cullen wants 170 to go, 2-1 in front, but he hits a single 5 when he was aiming for 2 treble 20s.
Yeah,
there's a bag of nails from Cullen there.
His face after that first start was as if he wanted Oasis tickets. He got tickets for steps 136 for Wade. Not going to take it. Second dart, didn't get the treble 20. So the 16 he hits with dart 3 leaves him on tops, and Cullen knows he has to hit 134 to hold through.
Went for the 18s and hit single 18 rather than the treble. Then he comes down to the 19s and can't pick off trebles there either. So he's left it wide open for James Wade to break again, but he splits double top. So he's down for double 10 and pins that very nicely indeed. It is between James Wade and Luke Littler as to who is the best double 10 hitter in world darts. 2-1.
Do you know what James Wade is like? He's like Lionel Messi. Now, he's not the greatest of all time. He's not even in the top 3 yet, because he's still got plenty of time to go. But he's got minimal moves, but the moves he's got are so good. You know how Messi cuts in and slots it in with the left peg like Ian Robin used to do? That's what Wade does. Tops 10s and scores. That's what his entire game's about.
I don't think his throw has changed appreciably in the years. Very much an aimer, not a chucker, not a muscle memory thrower, just precise and in front in this first round tie. 2 legs to 1 Wade leads the number 9 seed at these championships against the Rockstar, and we're into leg 4.
And Wade is averaging nearly 105 here after 3 and a bit legs. This is ominously good from the machine. That's a 180 from him, and that puts him on 49 to take the first 2-leg lead in this contest. Cullen 3-5-3, not for long. He backs it up, he gets a maximum of his own, but it doesn't leave a finish.
49 for Wade, 9 leaves tops to go 3-1 up. Just on top of the wire, 1 dart left in hand. But pins it with that, and his average is still over 105 as a 3-1 lead now emerges for the machine against the Rockstar.
It's a funny old thing, isn't it? Wade is not from Blackpool, but there's a part of him that belongs in Blackpool. His wife is from this town, so he's been here an awful lot over the last 20 odd years, both personally and professionally. He's got one of the best records in this tournament, but imagine if he was to join the likes of Harrington and Van Gerwen and Taylor, being a multiple champion. That would definitely embellish his reputation.
Well, you wouldn't begrudge him it, given that he's lost the final 5 times since winning the thing. So he's come as close as anybody to join that list of multiple winners, and he's still posting ton-plus scores here. His average is now up to 108. 3-1 up and down to 240 in this leg. Cullen back on 413 less this visit, which is a good visit. But Wade is he is like the machine that he's nicknamed after.
Yeah, he looks really comfortable up there. 240 here with a 48-point lead. That's only 60. Cullen, if he can somehow from this 288 position get this leg and be 3-2 down at the break, that would be brilliant. This will help. That's a 140, so it is a chance to get to 3-2 down at the first comfort break.
Wade on 180. He's got a treble 20. In fact, he's 2. He's just going to lay this up very nicely with a single 20, avoiding the treble. Just hopped a little as he let that third dart go. Tops to go 4-1 up if Cullen can't take out 148, and he cannot.
Now he's in trouble, because based on what we've seen, Wade is not going to miss this. He's 3 from 5 on the doubles. Tops again, tops hit again. This is a classic Wade performance. We'll do some digging in a sec, because this is right up there with one of the best performances James has ever had in this place. He's 4-1 up, Dance.
A reminder that the best average we've ever had on that stage was Phil Taylor against Barry Bates 15 years ago, 114.99 that the power put in. At the moment, James Wade is averaging 107.87. A couple of 180s, 6 ton-plus scores and 5 140-plus scores, and he's 67% on his doubles. Cullen's averaging 92, which is not poor at all, but he just cannot live with the man from Aldershot.
Well, this is pretty ominous. Looking into James's career, the last time he made the final was 2015, 10 years ago, like we mentioned a little bit earlier. But in the first round that year, he played the great late Kyle Anderson, who we sadly lost a few years back. James averaged 103.59 in that first round match. That's his personal best in this building. This is 4 points better than that. 10 years on from the last time he made the final game. It's as if he knows, I haven't been to the final for a while. I think I'll make it in 2025 against all expectations. This has been superb so far.
James Wade made the final here in his first ever appearance in 2006. I wonder whether Wessel, Nijman and Cameron Menzies, who are coming up later tonight on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel, can take any inspiration from that. Menzies is up next against Danny Noppert. Nijman is the final match tonight up against Nathan Aspinall. And in the midst of that, you've also got the reigning champion Luke Humphries against Gian van Veen to come. And we'll keep you in touch with all those matches here with live watch-alongs on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel.
Historically, Dance, people don't play well on debut. If you look at this tournament, there are 30 players who have played in this event before. 22 of them didn't win their debut match. It's historically difficult to get a run when you play at the match play. It makes what Wade did in 2006 even more remarkable.
Well, I actually did some homework on this. 6 players have reached the final in their first ever appearance. Butler and Priestley, obviously, in 1994, when this tournament was held for the first time. And then Ronnie Baxter in 1998, Wayne Mardle in 2003, the aforementioned James Wade, who's 4-1 up against Joe Cullen at the first break, and then Dimitri van den Berg.
Oh, of course, that was in 2020.
Which wasn't here, but nevertheless it was a match play tournament, so it does count.
He barely made it into the tournament as well. He was right down the qualifying list, got in, and next thing you know, within 10 days, he was the champion.
And we've only got 2 debutants here tonight, in Cameron Menzies and Wessel Nijman, who both play this evening. I'm not sure what the record is for debutants, but I look back and there were 7 debutants as recently as 2021, including one of those debutants that year, Luke Humphries, the reigning champion.
Yeah, he lost to Ratajski on debut in round number 2. And who did he beat in his debut match? James Wade.
Oh, see?
And he thumped him.
We don't just throw these watch-alongs together, do we? Hey? So the players are back out after their comfort break, and a reminder that when they go for these comfort breaks at the ends of legs 5 and 10, they are not allowed to be coached or spoken to by anybody in their circle. They basically have to keep themselves to themselves, go to the toilet, maybe there's a practice board backstage, or if they want to stay on the stage they can, but the one thing they can't do is have a chinwag with anybody.
Yeah, it's a closed off area backstage. Far from the stage it is not. It is very, very close by, but you put so much effort into your first 5 legs. Now you should be settled, but if you're 4-1 down, you're not feeling good. This next session is going to have to be good, otherwise you're leaving yourself too much to do.
Well, a 140 start there for Cullen will help, because Wade hit only his 5th trebleless visit to start this 6th leg with a 60, but he's back in the red bit now, is the machine, looking for a 140 of his own. Ton will have to do for James Wade.
You know, they say that Mervyn King is the gift machine in darts. Well, James Wade's in the silver medal position because he pulled so many faces during a game. It's quite extraordinary.
Oh, he's already done the Les Dawson Gurn early on, with the sides of the mouth seem to go to opposite ends of his face.
He's done the Hans Blofeld as well.
Yeah, he's got a whole library of facial expressions that he can pull out at any point. And Joe Cullen's facial expression now is one of extreme frustration as he gets down to a finish of 167, but only with a 60 scored. Wade trying to get down from 250 and should get down to a finish himself. But a chance to break here for Cullen, admittedly on the second biggest finish on the board.
You feel it's a must-win leg. He's got the 60 on the 167, but the treble 19 has missed slightly high. A really good recovery going back up top. His second treble 20 leaves double 14. Wade on 150. He's not going to take that out. He's just high on his treble 20 effort, but he's going to bring this down well. Treble with a second dart and a treble 10. So Cullen won his first European Tour event on double 14 a few years ago, and he's just won that leg as well. That's a nice take there for Cullen. It is a break of throw yet again in the first leg of the session, just like the first session of the match. But after that break in the first session, he wouldn't win a leg.
But he still needs another break to get back. Levels your Devils with James Wade. 4-2 the score. First to 10 gets through to round 2. unless we're at 9 apiece, and then you have to be 2 legs ahead. But if we get to 12 apiece, then there would be a sudden death deciding leg on the stage just in front of us here at the Winter Gardens.
Yeah, very different attitudes depending on who wins this game as well. If Cullen wins, he can go home because he can be home in about 75 minutes. Wade's going to stay in Blackpool the whole time he's in this event, because going back towards Aldershot takes a bit too long, especially with the motorways the way they are.
Indeed, but given that his missus is from round here, I'm sure he's got options to stay somewhere where he knows and where he's comfortable.
Absolutely, and that's part and parcel of it. I believe if Joe wanted to stay in this area, he wouldn't stay in Blackpool, he'd stay in Lytham, just down the coast. Wade's left himself at 170, but Cullen's better off here. 108, a chance to embellish his position. 4-2 down. Oh, Joseph Cullen, 108, busting 2 darts, hitting the second treble 19 when he didn't need it. He's back on 108.
Joe. Well, luckily for him, James Wade can't take out 170, but he will get down to a 2-dart finish here with a 105. 65 left for the machine. This has got to go. Single 19 scored, and he went for the treble 19 for double 16 and hit single 3. 22 scored. Chance gone. Oh, and a single 4.
This is a turning point right here. Cullen had the chance to win this leg. He's going to lose it because Wade's on tops again. He's missed the 65 on tops, but the 10s right in the heart. That is a hurtful leg loss for Cullen after the bust shot in 108. 2 treble 19s equals 114. Too many, and all of a sudden Wade swoops to make it 5-2.
Well, what's he doing? What was he doing? Obviously trying to hit a single, but the jeopardy's there as Wade hits a maximum to kick off leg 8. 5-2 up is the machine.
You never think you're going to miss that single 19 too high, but obviously a little bit of adrenaline just came into the body and it flew out of the hand like a flyer at Royal Portrush. 3-2-1 for Wade. He's not going to set up a 9-dart attempt, but what he is going to do at 5-2 up here in this first match of the tournament is back up the maximum with a 140. He's in a really good position here.
Still averaging 107, James Wade, in this opening encounter. Cullen averaging 95, so he's pushed his average up 2 or 3 points since the first comfort break. Wade's in again, but he won't go for a maximum. He comes downstairs and picks off treble 7, deliberately so. That wasn't a mistake to leave himself on tops.
10-dart leg, possibly. He's constantly leaving tops and 10s. He hasn't even had a shot at double 5 yet because he doesn't need it. There's another tops for Wade. He's 6-2 up. He's hit 2 doubles in this game. The 2 doubles he wants to leave. This is brutal.
Well, we did say before that James Wade's having this sort of second or third wind to his darting career, and this is as much of a statement to the other 30 players in this draw, as well as Joe Cullen is up there on that stage with him. I'm here to cause you a problem. I'm here to make you have second thoughts about your chances of making it all the way.
He looks spirited as well. He looks like he's enjoying putting Cullen in his place. Now, we can't forget as well, Joe Cullen 2 years ago was in the semi-finals, losing to Nathan Aspinall. 50,000 ranking points. If he loses 40,000 ranking points tonight, he is going to go down in the world rankings. And we should say that on our talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel at the minute. It's no longer called the Order of Merit. It is the PDC World Rankings.
Thank you for clearing that up. Got to be correct in everything we do.
It's got a sponsored name, which a lot of people have laughed at, but we'll call it the PDC World Rankings.
So Cullen trying to come back from 6-2 down.
59.
Scores 59, leaving himself on a finish of 170, but Wade can break again with 161. Treble 17 would leave the bullseye. Oh, 84 left. So he comes back up to the 20s, leaves himself 64. So he might find a way to get down to tops again.
Cullen needs 170. First start on the left of the 60. Second nestles left into the treble 5. That's a good try there from Joe. Treble 19 to finish that visit. He's in position, but Wade's on 64. Treble 8 the target. Doesn't get it. Small 8. So 16 now. Gets that. Tops for 7-2. It's just so good, and it's so James Wade. 7-2, and he's still only hit 2 doubles in this game.
And he's hit 7 out of 10 double attempts, 70%. And Cullen's double hitting's good, but he's only had a look at 3 goes at a double. Hit 2 out of 3 to be on 67%, but Wade's giving him nothing to work on. 7-2 the score.
Yeah, James Wade at the minute is playing this game like Chris Tarrant, but we don't want to give you that. He's not giving him anything. He is absolutely flooring him with superb finishing, and his scoring has been so good as well. He's ticking all the boxes.
Oh, who wants to be a millionaire? You get £200,000 for winning this, which gets you 54. A fifth of the way there. There we go.
That will be James Wade's biggest ever payday.
There you go. And to think he's been in 5 finals here. He's won it, admittedly, back in 2007. And this would be his biggest payday if he got over the line. Well, he's 7-2 up, but this is a slightly scrappier leg, I must say. Leg 10. They will take another comfort break at the end of this leg. Cullen is desperate to break here to give the scoreline a semblance of respectability. He's not playing badly, Joe. As I mentioned, 94 average, 67% on doubles, but just can't get down to a double.
94 used to be good enough to win first round matches at the match play. Not anymore. Now, someone's going to win a match with a sub 95 average at this stage of the tournament over the next few days.
Well, we saw Littler go out with a 100 average last year against Michael van Gerwen in the first round.
Ricardo Pietreczko was the same on debut last year. He had a 100 average, it wasn't good enough.
Good pick off of 6.19s from Cullen. 188 for Wade, which of course can't go. But he scored 80 with his first 2 darts. 140, great last start to put pressure on Cullen, needing 118.
Not going to get it. It's a small one start, and he knows exactly what's happening next. Cullen recovers, hitting 78 with a treble 19 and a 20 to leave tops. But here comes Wade on 48, and he hits tops again. This is devastating from the machine. He's 8-2 to the good. They leave the stage right now. Wade is in the zone, and Cullen isn't on the ropes. He is covering his ribs and his jaw, thinking the knockout punch is not far away.
Well, Danny Noppert and Cameron Menzies will be on a warning backstage. Lads, you might be up very shortly, because James Wade now only needs 2 more legs to advance to round 2, and he will play the winner of Danny Noppert and Cameron Menzies, who are up next. And Nico was telling us yesterday in our preview of this tournament that you can also find on our talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel, maybe watch it tomorrow morning at your leisure, that Cameron was so ill-prepared is probably the wrong word, but because he's not been here before, he doesn't know the protocols, he doesn't know where to practice necessarily, where the best places are to go to get yourself prepared for this tournament.
Well, he's not going to call foul and shirt because they're not together anymore.
No, true.
Simple as that. So he was trying to extend his network by saying, where do I go to practice? Well, if you're playing on the first night of the tournament, you don't necessarily have to find anywhere to practice in Blackpool. There will be a board in the Players Hotel. You can use that. And if you're playing night 1, just use the venue. Come into the Winter Gardens when it's in session, and there are boards purposefully for people who are not playing in that session. So use the venue, and this is something he's going to learn if he comes here in a serial manner. Wade has been sensational. We can't say anything much more about this. 105 average, 73% on doubles, 3 maximums. This is one of those performances that might go down as one of his best ever, not just in this building but maybe in his career.
And he's not needed a bunch of ton plus checkouts either. Typically after 9 darts he's been down, well, after 9 darts he's been down to a 2 dart finish, you know, trying to get, even down to a finish trying to get a 10. He's been so efficient, James Wade. And Joe Cullen has got an awful lot of work to do. A reminder that we'll have more matches for you tomorrow on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. We'll bring you the whole afternoon session. What time do we start? Noon? I think it's noon, is it? Oh, we'll check. We'll check that out.
1 o'clock.
I think it's 1 o'clock. But we've got Damon Hetta, Damo, against Andrew Gilding. Rob Cross against Dirk van Dijvenbode. Peter Wright against Jermaine Wattermina. And Dave Chisnell against Mike De Decker. So we'll have all those matches for you live streamed on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel for the afternoon session. Then we'll get into the evening at 7 o'clock. Gary Anderson, former winner, takes on Luke Woodhouse in the first match of the evening session. Johnny Clayton against Martin Schindler. Luke Littler against Ryan Searle is one that Nico alongside me tipped up as one where Searle could quite conceivably cause an upset. And then Stephen Bunting against Ryan Joyce for the final match of the Sunday evening session. But our concentration right now is back on the stage where the players and the officials, including Scott Gibling scoring on one side of, is it Andy Davis who's there?
Yeah, I've got Andrew Davis on the left. You got Hugh Ware as referee and Scott Gibling, who's been coming here for well over 20 years officiating in these tournaments. So much experience on this stage because Wade's playing in his 20th World Matchplay, Cullen's playing in his 11th, and most of the officials can say they've done the same.
But explain to our viewers that it seems in this day of big video screens for the, it seems an anachronism that there's two people up there with a pen and paper subtracting the scores for the players.
Yeah, but the PDC do like some traditions. They're saying that they don't want to have an electronic scoreboard on the stage. They like the fact that it is a person up there subtracting the numbers. It's a bit of an homage to the way things used to be in the olden days. They don't want to necessarily move on from having... I mean, no, they've got rid of the line judges at Wimbledon.
They did.
We're not getting rid of the scorers up here anytime soon.
Into leg 11 then, and Joe Cullen pops in a maximum, having started with just 40. James Wade started with a ton 40. He's back in the red bit again, looking for a 125. He's got that, just maintaining that average of over 105, over 10 points clear of his opponent with his 3-dart average.
Doesn't matter what Joe does right now, Wade has the answer. If this was University Challenge, you'd be getting the wobbly zoom. Wade, University of Life. Oh, and here's the answer. 236 for Wade, the number 9 seed. He's got a ton there. 60 hit with the last dart. 136. If he hits it when he comes back, it will give him a 9-2 lead, one away from victory.
Well, he's not needed a ton plus checkout so far tonight. Cullen trying to come down from Richie Beno's favourite score. Choo-choo-choo.
Wade's going to hit 96 here to leave tops. That's my prediction. Single 20, and I was completely wrong.
Just a 60. And a little grimace from the machine as he retrieves the darts from the board. 140 Cullen could go. Another treble 20 leaves double 10. Joe Cullen needs double 10 and finds a ton plus checkout with real quality when he's under pressure to get it back to 8-3.
Here's how ridiculous this game is. We've had 11 legs, it's 8-3 to Wade. We've had 15 darts at a double in the entire game. This is a real sickener on the doubles.
It is. 75% for Joe Cullen on the outer ring, and that's when he's only had 4 darts. Only 4 goes at a double, and he's hit 3 of them. On any other night, Joe Cullen could be away and clear, but James Wade, the machine, is just leading the way. Another good pick-off of treble 19 downstairs from James Wade, who has the throw in this 12th leg. 8-3 up.
Cullen needs a blitz here. He can keep Wade on 8 for about 10 minutes. That would be brilliant. He's going to have to keep Wade away from the doubles. He was able to do that in the last leg, but Wade's got 265 here. That 140 gets him to a finish, which is a guaranteed look. Cullen can't do much from 306, but the 19s are fine. 2 trebles. Gets a bull at the end as well. Leaves 132. Wonderful. 142, in fact.
125 for James Wade. He's hit 25. Treble 20 would have left tops, but 80 left. Stays on the 20s and hits another single. So 60 if he comes back, because Cullen, having already hit 140, wants a 142 checkout, but that won't go with a trebleless visit in the end from the rock star.
60 for Wade. That single 20 is so much in the middle. Double top is missed. A little bit low, but double 10 is found, and yet again plan B comes to his aid like it has for the last 2 decades. I think he's taken it personally, Dance. that we say Little is the best double 10 hitter in the world. The way he's been on it today, he's saying, look what I can still do.
He's always been able to do it, in fairness to James Wade, and he is one leg away from the second round, and he pops in a 140 against the throw at the start of leg 13.
And he's this close, Dance, to putting in his best ever performance, average-wise, in his career at this venue, and indeed the match play as a whole, including the 2020 version that was held in Milton Keynes. His personal best is 103.59. This is just a little bit better than that.
Well, his wife is sat there in the VIP area looking very, very calm, and so is her husband, because James Wade is barely showing a flicker of emotion when he's at the oche. A couple of grimaces on retrieval of the dart, but he is laser focused tonight. And another ton 40, 13 140 plus score lines from the machine, Paul Nicholson.
This really is a marker for this tournament, and this is game one. If this is a mark of what we're going to get in this tournament, just please hit that subscribe button and like this, because this has been lovely.
Oh, lovely pick off of the bull.
We know what he's going to do when he comes back. He's hit 130 to lead 31. Cullen might take 153 though, 60 hit.
Oh.
Doesn't get the 57, so it could be curtains for Cullen. It's going to be 11 double 10 for Wade, and he's going to hit it.
No, he did go 11. Double 10 for James Wade. Oh, he's inside for the first time tonight. Another double, but he pins double 5 to go through to round 2 with one of the most efficient first round performances I have ever seen on the Blackpool stage at the World Matchplay. And 104.4 average is, Paul Nicholson, as you said earlier, his best ever on that stage. That is a real statement to the rest of this field, winning by 10 legs to 3 against the rock star.
Yeah, it really is. He's been playing here for 19 years. Since he made the final in 2006, every time he comes back he says, I want to play here all the time. And based on that, everybody will now take note and think, my word, that top half of the draw, it's not just about Luke Humphries and Nathan Aspinall and people like Johnny Clayton. Remember, James Wade is a top 10 player in the world right now, and that is one of the reasons why he's back in the top 10. He's back in form, he's in a place he loves to play. That at times was absolutely devastating. The one thing we're going to remember about that game is that there were 19 darts at a double in the whole match. In the whole game!
Yeah. That's across, 13 legs, 19 darts at double, and Wade hit 10 out of his 15 attempts at double. Cullen wasn't bad, hitting 3 out of 4, but he just didn't get chances on the outer ring because Wade would not let him. Sensational stuff from the 2007 winner and 5 times runner-up. James Wade's through to round 2, so stick with us on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Our next stream will be starting in the next couple of minutes. That will bring you Mark Wilson and Chris Mason here in the commentary box for a live and free watch-along of Danny Noppert, the freeze, against Cameron Menzies of Scotland on his debut at the Winter Garden. So stay with us for that, and we'll see whether the debutant can make it through to round 2.